step up. What has been the biggest difference going from one competition to another?
Just the standard in players, just the obvious really. The standard of player, the standard of team it's miles apart. Of course it is. It's the Champions League. Europa League's a great competition, and we were over the moon and done so well to reach the final of it. But the Champions League is undoubtedly a step up. Yeah.
Just looking at the makeup of this group and how it's shaping up, is this a must-win game tomorrow?
I think if we wanna get anything out the group, you'd say so probably. Yeah. I think if we get a result tomorrow, we've got two massive games that we can, especially at Ibrox against Ajax, we can try and get a result there. So I'd say probably if you wanna try and do something, you've got to get a result. Yeah.
Given that, then, John, what needs to change in terms of approach to try and get something from the game?
What needs to change? Our game plan going into the last game wasn't much dissimilar to what we were going to try and do tomorrow. We went to Anfield trying to get a result, and we're going to do the same tomorrow. We'll be coming out the traps at Ibrox with everyone behind us, trying to put some pressure on them, trying to start quick as we always do. Of course, at Anfield we try to do the same, but playing at Anfield, they've got the backing behind them. It's a tough place to go, as world football knows. But no, at Ibrox now it is going to be different, and hopefully everyone behind us we can do something special.
John, good afternoon. I spoke to the manager about the players and the team getting their confidence and their swagger back, mainly in attack as well. A lot of chances getting created, a lot of goals domestically getting created. How is the atmosphere in the dressing room, and do you feel like there's a confidence amongst the squad now, individually and collectively, that they're starting to get back to where we want to be? And how does that set you up ahead of tomorrow night to go and have a real good go?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the last few weeks has been better. It's been more flowing. Lots more chances created, and a lot better individual performances as well, along with that, which helps. But no, as you say, going into tomorrow, I think everyone does believe that we can get a result. I don't think you should be fielding a team if you didn't think that. Of course, you've got to go in with belief, and you've got to believe that you can get 3 points. So, going in with loads of confidence. The atmosphere is great within the team. We're all really close and raring to go. Had an extra day than Liverpool to recover and go as well. So hopefully that plays a part.
Hi John, have you enjoyed the pressure of the Champions League so far in terms of the games so far, and obviously this game, the context of it being another game between a Scottish side and an English side? Do you relish what that pressure brings, and looking forward to the game as well?
I haven't enjoyed the results, no, not one bit. Going into the games before the results, of course, everyone's excited and you want to go and do your best and showcase what you've got, but the results haven't been good enough. Everyone can see that, but we don't like it just as much as everyone watching us and supporting us. And obviously we're going to go into the game tomorrow trying to rectify that. We need some points on the board if we want to get something out the group. So definitely going to win the game, and that's what we're going to do.
Oh, sorry, Al. John, how disappointed were you after the result last week? And are the squad going to need the spirit they showed last season to win this game tomorrow night?
Disappointed, of course, to lose a football match. You always are. Going to Anfield, we knew how tough it was going to be. Everyone was talking about they were in a sticky patch, but still Liverpool Football Club, still a massive team who've achieved great things, and they're going through a bit of I'm seeing in the media a tough spell, but it's not a crisis. They just had a couple of poor results. They're still an unbelievable team with unbelievable players, unbelievable manager. So again, we're under no illusions that it's going to be a tough night. Even though we are at home, we're gonna try and put the pressure on them and take the game to them, but we're under no illusions that it's going to be a tough night for us.
You are at home. What happens to this Rangers team at Ibrox? You just seem to be a different animal. Is that fair comment?
Yeah, you could say. I just think there's something special about Ibrox. Anyone who's been here on big European nights and felt the atmosphere, felt the aura around the place. There's just something that happens underneath the lights here, and I don't know what it is. Can't put my finger on it, but I think it just gets everyone, and it just gives you the lift. There's just something in the air, and hopefully that can be the same again tomorrow.
John, how do you assess your own performance last week up against the quality midfield, obviously, in Thiago and Henderson, and how determined are you tomorrow to be on the right end of the result against such quality opposition?
Yeah, no, it's great to come up against these players, but they're on the other team, and you've got to try and block that out. You just got to play your own game and show them respect to a certain extent, but at the same time, show them no respect as well. Just try and get in amongst it. And I think there's a lot of players can be great players when you've got time on the ball. I think all of us are great players when we've got time on the ball, but when you get in someone's face, things change. And hopefully, if we can do that and our midfield match their midfield tomorrow, I think it'll be key. And as long as we're up against them and laying a glove on them, then hopefully we can get some.
John, just wanted to ask you what you learned from the first game. Obviously, Liverpool changed their shape a bit. Was that difficult for you to get up to the midfield when you've got 4 attackers for Liverpool? And is that something that going into this second game you think the team will have learned from?
Yes, they have changed it of late. It wasn't 3 against 3 what we expected and what it has been, but you've got to adapt. And the second half in the last week, I thought we got our shape a lot better and we got up to them. Had a couple of chances, as you've seen. They've scored off 2 set pieces and we've had 2 big chances. So could have been a bit different. Of course, they dominated the game and dominated possession and created loads of other chances as well. But no, you've got to adapt in times like that. Going into tomorrow again, we don't know whether it's going to be a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3. What they usually play. They've had a few injuries and whatnot in the press. That's getting highlighted. So who's to know what they're going to bring? But we know what we're going to bring. So that's what we'll have to focus on.
John, did your friends on Merseyside give you a hard time after last week's result, or were they sympathetic, or what was their response?
I didn't even want to speak to any of them, to be honest. No, they're just all happy that I'm playing at the stage I'm playing at now. More than anything, the overriding thing for my friends and family is pride, which is nice. So, yeah, didn't really want to speak to them, but I had a few nice messages along the way as well.
Last one here, if we can get the mic down.
So there. John, you've sort of touched on aggression there. Do you think that is sort of the key to getting a result tomorrow, showing aggression but in the right way? The manager just said there about the importance of keeping 11 men on the park. So do you think that could be the key to a victory tomorrow?
It'd help, wouldn't it? Keeping 11 men on the park, yeah. Yeah, at Ibrox, it's got to be key. You've got to get up against people and get the crowd up, get the crowd going, and try and instill a bit of fear in them. I think if we can get up to them and really get in the faces and be brave in defending, it might leave us open a little bit at times, and everyone's got to be brave in the stands and bear with us. But I think if we can do that, that's probably the only way we'll be able to get a result. No good sitting off a team like Liverpool. They're obviously really talented.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cheers, everyone.